What is reality? Reality is what we believe to be true about the nature of our surroundings. But how do we come to decide that true nature? Do we conceive it completely on our own? Or do other devices gently sway our thoughts onto a pre-decided path? This is the hard question we must all ask ourselves as free humans on this planet. Who sculpts your reality?
Reality. Hey guys, Wednesday night, Don here, and it's time for your reality brief. We got a pretty decent show lined up here for you tonight. It's been a while since we've done a UFO show, hasn't it?
Yeah, it has. And tonight is our UFO Megasode.
Mega show. And we went through, we found some interesting stuff. We did a little bit of analysis, not too super in-depth, and obviously, you know, it's not like we're super video professional.
Well, we're not in there. We're not that far in there. We can't be that deep yet. I'm just saying, though, we keep going down this rabbit hole, man. One of these days, we're going to be a guy on Ancient Aliens, like, aliens. Telling you, man, it's happening.
No.
Well, you know, I mean, we've been asking for a long time if this whole secret space program thing is really going on. You know, where's the proof? Where's the physical evidence? And
I think you guys
we may have found some things on MUFON that
crazy.
just might actually be physical evidence of some very weird things in the sky. So, you know, some of it could just be planes or lightning or who knows what, but, you know, some of it could be some really genuinely weird stuff.
We also got some news lined up for you tonight. The big thing, I think, is the barrier.
The barrier, huh?
Yeah, the man-made barrier.
Do what now?
So they found that essentially the Allen belt, the Van Allen belt, has gotten pushed out by a new belt that was human-created. Essentially, the narrative is that it was on mistake, but we'll get into more of that later. First, though,
Fascinating.
man, what was it? You guys seen the video of the Spanish fisherman that's with the UFO and then it goes into the ocean? It's been out for at least 4 years, I'd say.
Yeah. I think a lot of us. Let's go ahead and pull that one up.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Hey, come on, let's get that on this screen here. I've actually never seen it in my life, so you guys are going to fill me in on this.
Oh my God. Why?
Because it's the internet, bro. What are we looking for?
All right, so this thing has been basically passed around for years, and it's always getting relabeled as this and that, but essentially what happened was someone, you know, the supposed fisherman, had sent it to a Spanish news outlet, and they put it out on their website, and then it caused all this controversy, and they took it down. They were like, you know, because all the controversy, they took it down.
Fuck.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
All
right, yeah, so we're looking at it right now.
All right, well, I'm working on it. Hold on a second.
Things like this have been documented by not just Spanish fishermen, but Filipino fishermen from the Philippines, Japan, Indonesia, Chile, Peru. So
my first reaction to this video was one of, okay, that just looks like
you
two
see that
jets
thing
flying
under the
away.
water?
What, that thing?
The big dark patch under the water?
What?
Yeah.
No, man, that's a shark. That's a whale. That's not. But no, that thing.
But it's big and
So
it's flat and it's round.
It looks like it drops off a couple of things.
There's
that fly away.
A resounding splash. There's military jets buzzing the boat.
Yeah, look at this. Two right there. Now you can convince me that those are fighter jets right there.
Yeah, they look like planes.
Yeah.
Those two things look like planes. The thing that goes under the water does not look like a plane.
Well, hold on. We haven't gotten to that yet.
So it looks like there's planes pursuing this object, whatever it is, and then it goes.
They look like they're
sploosh.
running from whatever that's over there.
All right, so sorry guys, got it out for you. Whoa!
All right, yeah, so that is jets. It sounds like jets.
Yeah, you hear the jets.
Yeah. All right, now we're gonna watch it on
All right,
YouTube
so
channels.
there it goes. It goes in the water.
See, you can tell those are jets because they're flying like jets. Like,
Yeah, let's. And you know what makes it gives it a little air of authenticity, I think, is this helicopter. Like, if this was a hoax, like a complete hoax, you would have definitely had to spend some money to do this. You know what I mean? Like, because that helicopter's real. This is real footage of a helicopter, no doubt. All right, so what I've done here is I've isolated the segments and I've slowed them down. I've done a little bit of filtering here and there too on further videos that come out. So this, what you're seeing here, is the jets, right? I did this because we can all pretty much agree those jets are real.
yeah,
Yeah,
those are
So those
obviously
were jets.
military jets.
So this is kind of a frame of reference of what the jets look like when they're moving.
Okay. Yeah, that's what we're seeing right there.
Those two little black spots in the top left there are the jets.
They flying away.
See, I get the impression that they were chasing whatever that was that went under the water.
Now that to me looks like they're running away. Because that thing is over here panned to the right. Like,
I think they were trying to intercept it, man.
I don't know, man. They look like they're flying away. That's the only reason I think that they're doing it. But then this helicopter
they're
that
turning.
comes in.
They're turning right now.
Oh, are they?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and they're
right
going
there, they're
back
turning
towards
around.
where the UFO is.
They're swooping around.
And then that thing goes splash.
They're having a mothership war right above.
All right,
this
so
guy's
now
boat.
here's the UFO. That's just the isolated footage of the UFO
Where?
right there. All right, so it comes down and splash. Boom.
sploosh.
So now here's a little bit of contrast and gamma reduction, and you could see.
They look like two of them.
Yeah. Now watch it. There's something that comes out. It looks like it may come out of the UFO, and then shoots off to the right at incredible speed. Right. When I first did this,
Yep.
it was looking like the splash happened, before the thing even hit. But
Yeah, but look.
You
when
see
I
it
when I
zoom off,
examined it,
and then
when-
the big sucker goes down.
right, but when I examined it further, I found that it was actually casting a shadow on the ocean. So I mean, if that's CG work, it's well thought out, I think.
Yeah, and there go the jets.
So now I've got an enlarged version of the UFO and slowed down. So now you can see it. Looks like something comes out of it, and it kind of flickers away, but then it takes off to the right at incredible speed.
Yeah, I saw it. But
Right before it
you don't
it
even
dunks.
see it without the slow mo.
And then there go the two jets.
Fazoom.
That was insane.
Yeah, I mean, now one thing that comes to mind, man, is I've seen UFO hoax videos, right, that do something like take a footage of something actually happening from somewhere and then pasting whatever over it. So those jets were coming around for a pass, and then they came back around. So they're looking at the jets go by, and then it's coming back around, and then dude turns around and he points, and it looks like he's pointing at the UFO, right? But the jets also come that way.
Yeah.
So with the footage being so grainy and compressed, it was really hard to tell exactly what the hell was going on. So, that's just one thing. I'm not saying that is the case with this video.
Dude,
At
that's
all.
a crazy video there.
Now, there's also a I'll get it pulled up here. Yeah, this is awesome producing this show at the same time here. Our producer is sick tonight, guys. Sorry.
Yep, just us.
I don't know how I feel about UFOs. It's like I don't want to believe that they're real, but
Well-
mathematically they have to exist.
Well, I
Other
mean,
life forms are going to interact with us at some point.
Well, the real question we're asking is, are they terrestrial in origin, or are they extraterrestrial in origin? Are they necessarily alien, or are they the government, or some shadowy
Definitely.
super governmental organization like Nachtwaffen or
I mean,
ACC.
You got the whole MyLab phenomena, right? And it usually occurs at the same time or shortly after, sometimes shortly before, an alleged UFO abduction, an alien abduction. So you always got that factor. All right, so now what we got is I found on YouTube someone had actually taken that footage and stabilized the UFO and slowed it down. So we're going to go ahead and look at that. I know the other one's a bit jumpy.
Stabilized and slowed.
So, yeah. No immediate evidence of CG when I had it in my editor. What do you guys think?
I mean, it's pretty convincing, but being a video editor and a motion graphics person myself, like, it's really hard for me to suspend disbelief.
True. I mean, it is very easy to do something like that, but yeah, I mean, you got to take in all the factors. Like, where would have that?
The big water sploosh is pretty impressive there.
The original story behind it was that it was the guy sent it as an SMS text to the place from his phone, so he took it with his phone, and sent it directly to the news place.
Yeah, so it would be pretty difficult to take you could make a video like that and then load it onto your phone and then go into the middle of the ocean and then text it off you using your satellite phone just to be fancy, just to gussy up your story, you know what I mean? But like that depends. Like, that's a big question there. How far are you willing to go to fake that funk?
Yeah, and like with the production level on this one with helicopters and stuff, like what would that footage? I guess it could have just been footage of them, because the helicopter comes around and he starts yelling at them, and it's in Spanish. I don't understand Spanish, so I mean, I guess I could have taken the time to translate it, but I really, time is a limited thing, guys.
Google Translate.
It's not that hard.
Typing it out from subtitles.
I want to believe, and it's I don't know much about film and CGI, but that's pretty impressive of detail work, if that is a fake, because you have to put a lot of thought into, like, okay, well, first off, we're going to fake these jets going around. They're going to have a helicopter flying in, and then I'm going to have mama alien ship drop baby flies off on some crazy angle, and then mama goes splashing down.
And mama goes splashing down.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to speculate on it, it definitely could have been some kind of high-speed, single-person transport. Maybe it was some type of weapon. Could have been a drone.
It's a thing of like...
And, the big question with this video when it came out was everybody was asking, because I read a bunch of the comments from the time, I tracked this video back through time, through all these videos. And everybody was like, why would it just go in the ocean? Or just go in the ocean? Well, it goes in the ocean.
Not out there.
Well,
maybe they're in
exactly.
there.
There's bases under the ocean and under the continents underground that they can get.
Which again, you got to wonder:
that ain't real.
Is it governmental, super governmental, terrestrial, extraterrestrial? What the hell's down there?
Interterrestrial.
Now, if you go by whistleblower testimony, there's all kinds of stuff down there.
Yeah.
I mean, whistleblower testimony is really all we have. I mean, it's very few and far in between to get any kind of real evidence about any of that.
We could take a field trip out to, what is it, Fort Weather, the base that's in the mountains of West Virginia. You guys ever heard of that one?
Mount Weather.
Mount Weather.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where the entrance to one of the, it's like a hub for the underground railroad system.
Looks like we got a hiccup on our YouTube stream.
We got a hiccup.
Got a hiccup?
Yeah, we got a loading screen over here.
Yeah. Well, why do we need to look at the videos? Fuck it. We can just load up the videos on the Trello. Sorry, we're doing technical talk in the middle of the show, guys.
Oh, no, we're good. We're good.
Hey, go on over to radiofradio.com/donate, and you can help us alleviate some of these issues we're having, because... What is this, our last show here?
Well, not only does it help us, but it helps everybody who has a show on this network.
Yeah, you should absolutely go to Patreon.
And popped. And good morning, you drunks.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Good night.
We love you guys.
So, if you you got some thoughts on that one or anything, you want to call in, the number is 757-525-3276.
Go on to
We'd be happy
YouTube.
to chat with you about it, see what you think. All right, so
The
next
YouTube
up,
chat, huh?
what do you guys want to go for?
Well, let's see. I think we should dig into the one with the 3 big meteors coming down out of the atmosphere. That was pretty rad.
All right.
Yeah, but which one is that?
Where'd it go? This is the worst.
Get off there.
There it is. Okay. Yeah, so I'm just going to hum for you guys.
I have no idea what we're talking about. This dude's looking at Facebook. Stop looking at Facebook. Go look at the videos.
Oh, my God, what are you doing?
I'm trying to.
What am I doing?
We had some.
What is going on?
We had a commenter this week. There's a
Fucking
gentleman
take this over.
commenting on some of our posts.
What was his name?
Accusing our show of being what was it, like a hive of madness and conspiracy, and I invited him to call in. And just in case this guy's out there actually listening, you should totally call in 757-525-3276.
I mean, if he's listening on a download later, which is awesome because he's putting even more time into our show. But if you're doing that,
Then
go
we
ahead
do.
and leave us another comment on Facebook, and we'll get into a sparring match with you over there. Until then, back to the radio show. Which one we looking at here, Donald? I got like 12 of these things.
I said that. Okay, so
Scroll down.
West Virginia?
No, scroll down.
no, that was the CBS one.
And, why was it posted as CBS?
Because that's where I got the original video from.
CBS.
Here it is. This was the Boca Raton thing.
Okay.
Now this is pretty interesting because 11/11/16 this happened over Boca Raton, and there was a ton of people reporting and videoing the same thing. So let's see here.
Quick, look at this.
Oh no. So I mean, it looks like meteors at first,
At
right?
first.
Yep.
And then one of them
Just starts dancing.
stops, right, and then it goes out. And then they just chilling, like, nah, maybe we're not gonna come down and strike the earth.
See that thing on the right in this particular video that you're looking at? It looks just like a camera artifact, like a lens glare or something.
All right, so it is interesting to know that
What are we
this
talking
thing,
about?
this thing happened
The
on
thing buzzing
11/11.
around, but those 3 fireballs that are all swirling around each other, that's
Yeah.
pretty weird.
So I shouldn't pay attention to this
So
part.
I mean, I'm gonna play it again. It looks really similar to you guys remember what happened last November in Turkey?
Yeah.
You remember the big UFO attack in Turkey? Oh my God!
Yeah.
Well, when they come down and they settle, man, that pattern is like seeming to pop up a lot, man. It almost is. It's not the same as the Phoenix Lights, but it's similar, man. Like, I'm not sure if the Phoenix Lights was one craft or several craft, but this is definitely interesting.
See, it's weird because it looks like there's 4 of them at first.
There is.
Yeah, and then
one
one
disappears.
burns out.
It stops in midair, and then it just gets bright for a minute and then disappears.
Go.
Yeah. It's like, deuces.
We've been caught, Charlie.
I'm going to the store, guys. I'll be right back.
So yeah, I mean, what is some possible explanations for that besides, a UFO?
Swamp grass,
Swamp gas.
weather balloons.
No, like seriously.
I can't think of one. I mean, it's obviously not a behavioral pattern that would be exhibited by shit falling out of orbit or paper lanterns.
Yeah, I mean,
Ball lightning is actually really the only thing I can really imagine, and even that, like,
yeah, the way it looks like
doesn't
it's
look
entering
natural.
the atmosphere at first. You know what I mean?
maybe some kind of directed energy weapon, but
Directed energy weapon,
or a controlled energy weapon, like a projectile of some sort, like a prototype.
right? What do you think, Ronnie?
I think it's goddamn aliens. I want to believe.
gotta go.
Every
That's it.
time I'm going to say, I want to believe.
See, I think, you know what I think it could be?
What's that?
it could be a shadow run by a secret detachment of Nachtwaffen. And the fire trail that you see is them re-entering Earth's atmosphere. They come down over Florida, and they're going to pick up an old paperclip operative named Fritz something or other, who's like, had his name changed to like, Bob Goldenstein. And now he's like living in Florida, and he's like 90 years old, and he wants to go for one last trip on a Hanabu, and they're picking him up.
So if you guys want to check into this some more, you just do a quick Google search. Will get you all kinds about this, because I mean it happened, and a lot of people saw it and filmed it. You just type in, I got it up on the screen here, Boca Raton UFO 11/11/16.
It's pretty far out.
It is. That one's a hard one to explain, though. Just the way that those...
Yeah, it doesn't
whatever
make
that
any
is,
sense, man. It looks like meteors, and then it's gone.
They fizzle out, and then...
Then poof, they be gone. Like
Could have been It could have been the architects of the barrier, bro. Like...
Well, hey, who knows what that barrier even is, man. So we got multiple angles of the same event in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. This one's a little older, July 25th, 2015. We'll pull this one up here.
Get her on pulled up, man.
I'm getting it pulled on up for you guys. You're going to watch it so good. It's going to be like, look at that UFO.
What?
Where'd that UFO even come from?
No way,
I don't
bruh.
even get it. It's
Bruh.
strange. Confused.
It's even weirder to have to watch the show through the show.
So,
That is not planes, dude.
No, it's not.
yeah, now this is similar to Turkey too, man. And it almost,
Those are not
you see the way
planes, dude.
they're swimming around almost like they look organic.
Look at that shit.
Like that is how that other one was
Look at that
behaving once they
Upside
stopped.
down.
Yeah.
Yep, UFOs are real.
See,
UFOs
that-
are real.
That does look a lot like the
Look at
Phoenix
that. Look at
Lights.
the bottom one. Look at the bottom one.
Gotta be planes.
And it kind of looks like two squads of the same thing.
The plane's been stopped at.
The same thing
Before
from
seven.
Boca Raton and the Phoenix Lights.
Look how fucking crazy that movie. Look.
Guys using some choice language. See, to me, that's another thing that kind of lends itself to some authenticity is the people's reactions in the video.
They seem genuinely freaked out.
Like, you see a video that, people ain't even paying attention and all that. You got, man, come on, think about the situation there. You wouldn't be the only one with your phone up.
Dude, that's not fucking planes, dude.
I'm sorry for the colorful language, you guys. I mean,
I'm not.
it's a family show.
It is not. If I had a hypothetical family, I would not let them listen to this
No,
show.
definitely not.
I would.
No, my family actually listens to the show. They love it.
Do they?
Yeah.
Shout out to them.
Thanks, fam.
Hypothetically.
You lit, fam. You lit.
AF. AF, dog. We're relevant.
Then the second one they split up.
So,
Look at that. Just disappeared.
So yeah,
What do you
now,
think
now
they're
we're down
doing?
to 2 of 6.
they're in
I don't know,
Milwaukee,
man.
right?
Yeah, this is Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
That is fucking crazy.
Yeah, it is. It's strange because they come in and then they disappear. And they swim around. Like, what? Are they coming back? I mean, what exactly is going on with this shit? It's killing me, man. Like, because I think that this is probably not extraterrestrial.
No?
Well, Milwaukee's in Wisconsin, right?
Not unless they were having
No.
problems or something.
So
Maybe they're having
Wisconsin,
problems.
Wisconsin's really close to where? Canada.
Nope.
So that makes sense.
What
So
happened in Canada?
Here's the other angle.
They filmed Stargate. What happened in Stargate? They had a show about some real shit that they tried to basically like disguise it as a TV show and say, oh yeah, it's just sci-fi. So something tells me they're trying to have these things land in Canada, which isn't too far. And that way, if anybody says anything, they can just be like, oh no, we're just filming a new episode of Dark Matter. That was CG.
So, I mean, you could see it there. It's
that was special
triangle.
effects.
That's crazy, man.
Hey, look, more popped up.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same event from a different angle. That's what I love about everyone having a cell phone. It's one of the only things I love about it is the ability to be like,
When some
oh
weird
shit, a
shit-
UFO!
When some
I
weird
mean, I'm
shit
just
happens,
saying,
people
so
can catch it.
if you're this dude, how do you react? I think if I'm like out there and I'm filming, I'm just like, holy fuck.
Yeah, that's it. What
Holy
the
fuck.
Yeah, definitely that.
I think I'm going to go home and go to bed now.
Some people
Seen enough for the day.
react different ways, like, but it's usually like, what is going on? like that CBS video, the guy, like some lady who was with him, was like, "Oh, what is that?" And he's like, "Shh," like they're gonna hear him.
Yeah. See, I think the only rational thing to do is run towards them with your thumb held aloft in the air, trying to catch a ride. Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy style.
Possibly.
I would have to assume that's a Vogon destructor fleet, and that it's time to get the fuck off of this planet. So,
You guys gotten into the possibility that the astral plane may just be a blanket upon humanity that keeps us human?
Whoa. You're
Just
blowing
saying,
my
man.
mind. Go ahead and elaborate
that's a
on that.
whole nother topic.
All right, so check this out, man. The reason that like they don't really want us to communicate as a whole is because as humans, we're pretty fucking violent to things we don't know, right?
Okay.
So I mean, they come down and we have a completely negative reaction, and we're like, one of our presidents just decides to fire a fucking nuke at the alien ship that's now appeared above.
Right.
You don't think they have tech that could just make
southern
it fall out of the air and turn
I'm
it
just
off?
saying, they might have that tech, but they might not need to use it on us if we don't try to fucking bomb them first.
So, but I mean, that's coming from the assumption that there isn't a secret space program.
I mean, yeah, but that's just my assumption because I don't know how far down that rabbit hole I go.
Well, see, again, these things that we're seeing in these videos, I'm not convinced that those things aren't of terrestrial origin.
All right. So,
What would it take to get you to believe that something is of an extraterrestrial origin, though? Because that's an extraordinary claim, which is going to...
Yeah, evidence.
Evidence? What more evidence do you need than this crazy shit?
well, I mean, I could go either way on it, man. Like,
A
to me,
chemical
it's
analysis
it's
of the
wide
blood
open,
of
man.
whatever
It's
is
wide
flying
open.
that
But
thing.
it all falls down, like where I say I want to believe, so I'm going to think that this is extraterrestrial just because I don't want to believe that our government has this kind of technology to do this kind of shit.
But it's
So I want to think that this
it's
is alien
documented-
technology.
It's documented that they do.
I want to
Yeah,
see
they
those
definitely-
documents. Those physical documents that you said, I want to see those because that's that extraordinary claim type thing. Whereas, like, I believe that this is alien tech because I don't want to believe that our government has
See-
that stuff without seeing those documents. Like, if I see those documents in my hands, I'll believe that. But
Well,
until
surely
then-
you've
we're not
seen
gonna put 'em
documents
in your
about
hands,
Foo
but
Fighters.
We're going to show you.
You've seen documents about Foo Fighters in World War II. And, I mean, it was documented
Have I?
that... Haven't you?
No.
I had a whole, like... Dude, I used to have, like, the time
no,
life
he
books
doesn't-
on
he
this.
doesn't pay attention to nothing.
nine, bro. 9.
Not waffling. So,
Knocked and waffing, bro.
this, going back to that one with the boat, right? The first one we did. And I was talking about a little bit how they use an existing video and, like, creatively edit it to make it look like. Now, this one, is kind of a poor job. And when I first saw it, I immediately knew it was fake. But
Which one is this one?
I'm just to illustrate the point.
Are you going back to the boat?
This is the one that's called Hoax.
Hoax.
Oh, yeah. Awesome.
You having problems over there, bro? Mm-hmm. Gotta love it.
Show thing.
Just go on over to radiofradio.com/donate and help us alleviate some of these issues. I swear,
Yeah.
I swear we are trying to upgrade, guys.
We really are.
Right now it's a little bit difficult because we can't watch the same things at the same time as this guy.
Well, once we talked last week about telling you guys we're going to a new place. So once we get over there, things will be a little bit smoother. We apologize. What is going on with this?
I don't
man?
even see the hoax, bro.
Here. Hang on.
So
There you go.
while that's doing whatever it's going to do, Dan, why don't you tell us about one of the ones you found?
Well, one of the ones that I found were all the stuff I found was from off of MUFON.org. It's a mutual UFO network, and it's pretty much all the sightings from this year, starting in late January. And a couple of them were just sort of blinky lights, way up in the sky, like a couple of the domestic ones. But there's a really good one from New York where you can actually kind of see some detail on the craft. It looks like one solid craft. The couple from England were actually seen during the day, and it's this weird, almost anvil or chalice shaped black object hovering in the sky in broad daylight. It's pretty far out.
What did
The Nashville one looks like a.
What did the people? What did the people's report say from the one from New York?
Here, can you tab back to Trello?
Yep, sure will.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you guys were in there.
No, we're working on. We're having a little technical difficulties ourselves.
Going through the Google Drive trying to look at the videos.
I can't wait to burn this place down.
I can't either, man.
All right, so let's see.
This one or no? That's Exmouth. That's Australia.
Yeah, no, Exmouth is England.
California, Austria, Great Britain, New York. Here we go.
Okay, yeah. So a New York.
Sorry about that.
Jesus H, man.
Just go.
A New York witness between Florida and Goshen reported watching and videotaping a cylinder-shaped UFO where the entire object was lit, according to the testimony in case 79187 from the Mutual UFO Network Witness Reporting Database. The witness and his girlfriend were driving home between 9 and 10 p.m. on August 4th, 2016, when the incident occurred. We saw a light to our left, the witness stated. The thing was a complete lit surface craft. It wasn't blinking lights. The entire surface of the craft was lit up and glowing.
We're going to pull that one up. You got that one pulled up over there, producer man?
It's not in there.
What? It is too.
I don't got a New York video.
It's
I
Goshen.
got it. Yeah,
That's not it.
that's it.
Is that it?
No, that's Tennessee.
I got it. See, now this is a nice disclaimer. Please be cautious with all UFO video until the final investigation is complete. This case remains under investigation as of September 20th, 2016. Whoa.
Look at that. It's going behind. Yes. What?
What is that, the Millennium Falcon? Dude, that's crazy, man. Is it a cylinder?
Yo, look how slow it's moving.
It's like an old Solar Warden or an old
That's
Nagwaffen
that's
submarine.
That's what really
ship.
stood. That's what stood out about this to me is that.
Wow. No, is it a blimp? I think that could be a blimp, dude.
It stopped.
Does it do any kind of crazy aerial maneuvers?
Not that I see. Yeah, you know that
Better zoom on
that could actually be a blimp
That's my first guess, man.
with one big blinky light on the back of it.
Yeah, because
then a red blinky light in the back.
the light in the middle would be like where the basket of the blimp would be, you know,
Shut
the
up.
occupant
Outside
area.
road. Jesus, you're annoying with that.
But if it's that late at night, why would it be lit up like that? Like if there's nothing above it to illuminate it, you know what I mean?
Bro, that blimp went rogue.
Moonlight, I guess.
See, I don't think it would be that. I don't think the moonlight would be that bright. Even if the outside of it were just a mirrored surface, it would still look really blue.
I'm just saying, if I were riding around in a blimp at night, I'd probably want to be as bright as possible.
I mean, you know, the cell phone age thing, like I was talking about earlier, is really a dual-edged sword here because it is. You get the video, but it's just crap. I mean, you can't tell what the hell is going on with this video.
But I got
Yeah.
3 megapixels, dog. And it just looks like he's going in and out of focus, to be honest with
That's
you.
because that's what's happening, man. Because the cell phone cameras are like a webcam, so they're not meant for
Yeah,
shooting far away.
It's a shit quality camera, and you know, I mean, hopefully, since good cameras are now more available and you know more widely used, that'll result in better UFO footage at some point too. But you know, yeah, could that be a blimp? Yeah, I guess it could.
I mean, hey, either way. I mean, if it was doing some kind of crazy maneuver or disappearing and reappearing, then I'd be all on board. But I think it could be a blimp. Maybe it's one of those rumored giant aerial aircraft carriers like from S.H.I.E.L.D. Marvel that Corey Good says exists. Well, him and I guess maybe a couple other people.
Well, you know, in Iron Sky, didn't the Moon Nazis have you know big space carrier ships that looked like giant zeppelins?
Onto the
I
left.
can't even remember, man.
It literally just popped up out of nowhere.
Dang. So it sticks up. It goes around for a while. I mean, I'm gonna.
I don't know. It might
Yeah, and then pretty much that's the best footage of it. Is early on. It looks like it's
So
getting
it
further
just
away from the
slowly
camera.
further goes away. Yeah, it just slowly goes away further and further.
Yeah, so the fact that it's not doing anything that wild in the air makes me think, yeah, it could be a blimp.
Right on. Well, I did manage to get this working, so we're going to go ahead with this. Now, this is clearly a hoax. They're saying it happens in South Africa coast.
Oh, is this the hoax video?
Yeah. So, a saucer shape coming in. Right. There goes another one. You hear somebody scream, "Whoa! Oh my God!" And then you turn around. And look, everybody's, oh, and the wind kicking up the balloon, or the... So, yeah, I mean, you see that. Hey, bye. So, well, let me get out of there.
Is this Virginia Beach?
Yeah, right. It almost looks like it. Now, here's the actual video before it was edited. And what this is a Blue Angels show.
No, really, is that Sandbridge?
It might be.
Yep, there it is. And that's what really happened. So, you know, when examining stuff like that one that we were watching earlier, you do have to keep in mind that something like that could be easily faked in that way.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And then you know, to avoid the whole completely cheesy looking CG saucer, you just make it really grainy and compressed so you can't even tell what the hell's going on.
So how about that incident at Nellis, huh? That's actually pretty
Oh,
weird.
yeah, the Nellis thing was pretty crazy, man.
We should check that out.
All right, give me a second here.
That the Tennessee one was good, too.
Yeah, so these guys got together, I guess, you know, guys and girls, they got together to do this. They went out to Nellis Air Force Base near Las Vegas, and they were going out there, obviously trying to catch videos of UFOs, but they didn't end up getting any at Nellis. It was actually, I want to say it was facing south of Nellis, down the road a little bit. So the interesting thing about it was that, oops, crap.
We got a commenter in our channel saying that you know, the blimp thing, it also matches a description of the vessel Tony Rodriguez saw when he was working on spaceships on the moon.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Which you know, I mean, those
I'll have to
cigar-shaped craft have been described by a lot of people. Supposedly, even the USSS Aaron Burr and the USSS Hillenketter match that description. They're a long, cylindrical, cigar-shaped metallic craft.
All right, so this video here. Now, they go out there. They didn't get none in Nellis. They move up the road some. Then they shoot this over the period of an hour and 20 minutes, I think it was. And he's actually got it sped up 6 times, so he could put the whole hour and 20 minutes on one quick video for people to get it out to people.
Yeah, I see.
And now, and you know, 6 times speed, it looks like, wow, they're circling around. I mean, it's significantly slower. Now, I did some negative filter there to just try to see if I could see anything. I believe that whatever is there is there. I don't think it's CG.
Well, you know, I was thinking, wow, that sure does look like a lot of them too.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking that, you know, when the way those Foo Fighters, because how do they describe the Foo
here it
Fighters
is.
in World War II?
Like this.
Balls of light,
similar,
right?
But they moved really fast. Now,
So-
this one here, this is what it is in real time. Obviously, I got it on the screen there.
Yeah.
And you can see they're moving really, really slowly. Like,
So isn't it just when you have a craft like a TR-3B or a Hanabu or something else using that electromagnetic model or electrogravitic model of propulsion, doesn't it create an envelope of plasma around itself that looks to somebody on the outside like a glowing ball?
a glowing
right?
ball. Yeah, that's what they say. So, I mean, obviously, I have never experienced that
Here
personally.
comes another one.
Yeah, there's tons of
Yeah,
them.
and they're just going around. And I showed this to,
And this is over Nellis Air Force Base, right?
no, it's not over. It's near it.
Oh.
I showed this to, I guess I'll just say a friend of mine. I showed it to Penny Bradley, and she was like, "Oh, they're opening up a portal." So I don't know. I don't know anything about that. So I've never opened a portal before. So
Well, let's say that there was some sort of jump gate there, some portal or jump gate in that location. Who's to say that, you'd even really be able to see it? It could just be a pocket of air that, things pop in and out of.
true.
It doesn't have to be a big swirly, glowy thing, and or a big hole in space or anything like that. It could just be,
I tell you what, it's damn trippy to watch 6 times speed. But what natural phenomenon could this be?
I don't know. Not one that just continuously goes.
Yeah, and it seems to be like it's almost on a loop. You know what I mean? Like, no, I guess you could see it. Extra elements
what makes me not think ball lightning is that it's a completely clear sky above.
Yeah, and it's,
you know what I mean?
They're moving in
There would have to be-
pattern almost. You know what I mean? It looks like they're moving in a pattern.
What if you remember how we were talking about last week about the giant lava lamp inside of the Earth?
Right.
What if there's a huge chunk of magnetically charged molten lava that's under the Earth's surface in that location, and it's causing the disruption in the Earth's electromagnetic field is causing ball lightning to appear in the air above it?
It's a possibility. Look at earthquake lights, right? Everybody always reports
there's always
seeing
lightning when
lights
there's earthquakes
or
around, right?
lights over where they have earthquakes.
So
yeah.
what if that's something completely natural and it's caused by magnetic currents in that huge lake of lava that's supposed to be under the American West?
He's got
It's as good a guess as any to me. I mean, I'm not a geologist or nothing.
But if you happen to be a geologist and you're listening, call in 757-525-3276.
So, before we get any further into that, I think we need to hit a little bit of news before we
Pass
jump
out
to the break. Yeah, I don't know, man. There's something about that one. Is how slowly they were moving. It seems like they were working at something. I think.
Yeah.
I think Penny's got a good theory there about.
She might.
Opening
So
up
about this barrier thing, what's good with that? Like that,
The
yeah,
barrier
because
thing.
this makes me think of that episode of the Space Cache episode of South Park, where they decide that nobody on Earth is trustworthy, and they put up that
Yeah.
big barrier around the Earth so nobody can
Let's
leave.
get to that. Let's get to that next hour because I'd like to spend a little time on that. 'Cause there's
okay.
several different angles to approach that one from. We got this thing though. It's pretty disturbing. I think I want to run with this one. New computers could delete thoughts without your knowledge. Experts warn.
I don't
Always
need
an
any
answer.
help for that. I don't need a computer for that.
I gotta ask, how would you know?
You wouldn't. It just says it right there without your knowledge.
You'd find.
Let me go ahead and put this up for you guys. Yeah, new computers could delete thoughts without your knowledge. Experts warn. Thou canst touch the freedom of my mind, wrote the playwright John Milton, 1635. Woo.
34.
I'm sorry. Can you read that for me? It's too far. I need glasses.
Oh, okay. All right.
What?
Yeah, haha.
But nearly 400 years later, technological advances in machines that can read our thoughts mean the privacy of our brain is under threat. Now, 2 biomedical ethicists are calling for the creation of new human rights laws to ensure people are protected, including the right to cognitive liberty and the right to mental integrity.
Oh,
Which,
I can't wait to
I
have
mean, that-
those arguments.
Well, that actually sounds pretty cool because, I mean, you know what? That kind of makes sense because those are not things that other people have
Right
to provide
brain
for
matters, okay?
you. Huh?
Hashtag right brain matters.
Yeah,
Just saying.
Slack lives matter. So, scientists have already developed devices capable of telling whether people are politically right or left wing. In one experiment, researchers were able to read people's minds to tell with 70% accuracy whether they planned to add or subtract 2 numbers. Facebook also recently revealed that it had been secretly working on technology to read people's minds just so they could type just by thinking. Personally, I'm waiting for that. You guys remember Strange Days?
Yeah.
I'm waiting for that.
Oh, man. It did it again.
We got the ad, guys.
Yep, we got added.
All right, it's cool. I got it. Take care.
You can't. Sometimes the ads look like people now. You can't even tell. So, medical researchers have managed to connect a part of a paralyzed man's brain to a computer to allow him to stimulate muscles in his arms. so he could move it and feed himself.
Pretty cool. Okay.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
The ethicist writing in a paper in the Journal of Life Sciences, Society and Policy stressed the unprecedented opportunities that would result from the ubiquitous distribution of cheaper, scalable, and easier to use neuro applications that would make neurotechnology intricately embedded in our everyday life.
So you could never die.
However, such devices are open to abuse on a frightening degree, as academics have made clear. They warn that malicious brain hacking and hazardous uses of medical neurotechnology could require a redefinition of the idea of mental integrity. We suggest that in response to emerging neurotechnology possibilities, the right to mental integrity should not exclusively guarantee protection from mental illness or traumatic injury, but also from unauthorized intrusions into a person's mental well-being performed through the use of neurotechnology, especially if such intrusions result in physical or mental harm to the neurotechnology user, the ethicist wrote. The right to mental privacy is a neuro-specific privacy right, which protects private or sensitive information in a person's mind from unauthorized collection, storage, use, or even deletion in digital form or otherwise. And they warned that the techniques were so sophisticated that people's minds might be being read or interfered with without their knowledge. Which, I mean, basically that's what the CIA does. Illicit intrusions into a person's mental privacy may not necessarily involve coercion, as they could be performed under the threshold of a person's conscious experience, they wrote in the paper. The same goes for actions involving harm to a person's mental life or unauthorized modifications of a person's psychological continuity, which are also facilitated by the ability of emerging neurotechnologies to intervene into a person's neural processing in absence of the person's awareness. They proposed 4 new human rights: the right to cognitive liberty, the right to mental privacy, the right to mental integrity, and the right to psychological continuity.
Okay, let me stop you there because that's a lot right there.
That is a lot. Yeah.
So you kind of lost me before you got into the proposal of the 4 human law, the human rights that they brought up, which, I mean, nobody will argue with the right to cognitive liberty,
basically, nobody
mental
should
privacy, mental integrity, and psychological continuity.
So nobody should be able to tinker with your brain meats without your permission, basically.
Absolutely, man. And you know what?
What if Facebook already knows how to do that?
If any of these people...
Facebook is built around doing that.
I get that.
If they do establish some rights like this, and any of these people that are... It turns out all this secret space program narrative stuff is 100% true, every bit of it. These people are going to pay, man.
I think they're just going to end up grandfathered into it.
Yeah, well,
probably.
You know what? You might be right about that, too. Because if you follow their soft disclosure timeline, you're talking 100 years. By that time, they'll either be, I guess, there'll be robots living.
I mean, by that time, look at what the NSA did in 100 years. They went from, ubiquitously looking at your telegrams to having, mass surveillance programs. It's the same thing, but the technology's changed.
Right.
In 100 years, what do you think Facebook is? I don't think it's a tab in a window.
And as far as people being in trouble,
a tab in your eye or something.
As far as being in trouble or anybody being held accountable for, say MK Ultra or MJ12 or any of that stuff.
No, I'm talking about deeper than that. I'm talking about human slavery.
Yeah, the long range penetration, mind crime shit that's going on now through the mass media.
Experiments.
How are you going to hold those people accountable? It's like like that Leibach song where he's like, "There's no money and no power that can stand in our way." What the fuck are we gonna do? You own 5 out of 6 major media companies that are currently operating in the United States. Who's gonna touch you?
You can go on over to radiofradio.com and donate.
Yeah, if you want to help us build a parallel structure to rise against the people juggernaut of mass media that has tsunamied over this country, then go on over to our Patreon site.
Look,
donate
I'm
a
just
buck.
saying, man.
All right. Look,
a lot of this is completely negative.
RoboCop
what
is a thing.
Hold on. No way.
You have 30 seconds to comply.
RoboCop is a thing now. So the world's first operational robot hits the streets as Dubai builds robot police force.
Oh, so we're just shifting gears.
Yeah, let's just jump right on out of there.
Oh yeah.
I kind of
like
that
would be the place to do it too. Is when is in a Sharia law country. Where that thing can be just completely fucking
brutal,
evil.
Man. Just
you are a woman without a headdress on.
My God.
Religious police bot.
This is not good, dude.
Guys,
I think we're in trouble.
Why?
Wait till they bring that shit to
RoboCop,
Detroit.
man. The world's first operational RoboCop has been unveiled in Dubai as part of the Emirates' planned robot police force. RoboCop started work on Sunday. What did they even call him, RoboCop? started work on Sunday and is already making a name for itself. Here, let me help you across the street. Bow, bow, bow.
I saw you steal that apple. Let me chop your hand off.
Please insert hand to have it removed.
At 5 foot 5 inches tall and weighing in at 100 kilograms, it can speak 6 languages and is designed to read facial expressions.
Does it carry a gun?
It is at an easy start to working life, being unveiled at a 3-day-long Gulf Information Security Expo and Conference. Ooh, yeah.
That's nuts.
Let me
Scroll down.
Hold on, just give me 1 second, dude.
Holy shit, the Matrix, Animatrix wasn't kidding. Because you remember how they
Yeah, dude.
they ended up building the robot city in the Middle East?
You guys got to see this. No, cancel. There he is, RoboCop, the world's first robot policeman. Ooh, it's Incredibles. He's even got like a little iPad on his chest or something.
Yeah.
What is up?
He's
with
got
this,
a
man?
touch screen program system.
He looks like friggin' Mega Man.
But when the
Like
expo,
Nazi Mega Man.
But when the expo draws to a close tomorrow, it will be released into the wider world and tackle real-life issues and spawn real-life progeny that take over the world in real life.
No, the machine has a built-in tablet so people can use it to pay fines or report crimes.
Oh, you can pay
It
fines!
can also transmit and receive messages from police headquarters.
Oh, isn't that quaint?
The Narcotron 3000.
It's my friendly local RoboCop, Brigadier General Khalid Nasir al-Razouki, Director General of Smart Services with the Dubai Police, said the launch of the world's first operational RoboCop is a significant milestone for the Emirate and a step towards realizing Dubai's vision to be a global leader in smart cities technology adoption.
Whoa.
With an aim to assist and help people in the malls or on the streets, the RoboCop is the latest smart addition to the force and has been designed to help us fight crime, keep the city safe, and improve happiness levels, he added.
And of course, when if you take him out, they just deploy the sword system.
He can chat and interact, respond to public queries, shake hands, and offer a military salute.
Oh, my God.
He's here, Donald.
Look, guys, I got to do this, so...
And if that's not enough, it looks like they have the new K5 security robot cop in action around Wall Street.
Oh, the dialects.
We're gonna see if this
I'd
works.
start calling that thing R2 Dickweed.
K5 security robe. What the hell?
No,
is
dude,
that?
I want to see that. Go back to that.
I'm playing it, man.
I'm talking to this guy.
You guys, what is this? What is that? It's just got like
So that's a
it's like
security
R2. It's
robot.
R2D2, man.
I'm telling you, it's R2 Dickweed.
He's got like a little taser arm that comes out. It's like.
We get a blank screen of death over here.
Yep.
Oh my.
Because it's your laptop,
So-
Don. It's got
How do
viruses
you
from
guys
the UK.
feel knowing you've watched RoboCop in your life now that there's a prototype for said RoboCop?
How do you feel knowing that there's exists a government entity that has decided that your life can be taken by a machine?
No?
Yes.
Yeah. Yep.
Yes. That's basically what it is.
Pretty much.
Maybe?
Yeah. I mean, what do you think the drones are, man?
Yeah, but I mean, how long before
At least
some
they have the
crooked
decency to
CEO
use a
comes in
Hellfire
there and
missile,
says,
jeez.
I have programmed these drones to listen to only me, and then he takes over everything. Do we have a friendly RoboCop of our own? If not, then why the fuck not?
Dude, that thing's a fucking Dalek.
I know, dude. This is
Exterminate! Exterminate!
All right, well, we're coming up on an hour. Actually, we got a new format, so we do have to cut to the break a little earlier this
son
time
of a-
than usual.
Dude,
All right.
it's a Dalek.
So,
There are Daleks on the loose in New York.
yeah, like I said, guys, sorry for the poor production quality tonight, but it is what it is. We'll see you next week, and it'll be a lot better, I promise.
Probably a little bit.
So when we get back from the break, we'll be discussing some more. We got plenty more UFO sightings.
Oh, yeah, we've just begun.
Oh, we've got a ton of UFO sightings. We've also got some more news that we may or may
More
not get to.
UFOs than your body has room for.
I'm not ready.
Right here on RadioFradio.com.
Thought they would listen, thought they would see, but we were wrong. Saturn, virgin mother of virtue. Villainous animals will seek out and hurt you, distort you and twist you, and misrepresent you. Your elegant innocence has transformed you into a definite target of manipulations and ravagings. So plunder your purity, spoil your seed, shadow you under scrutiny, or hide you entirely from consensus reality. Manipulations and ravagings. Veritas, wanna know me. We will find you. We will know you. We will own you. Seeking her endlessly, she's ever elusive. Further and further now, your source gets diluted, and the well is always deeper. How deep can you dive? How deep is your need to stare the truth in the eye? The truth is that you hide from her. You are vulnerable as you lie to yourself. You are pitiable as you do. Veritas, one and only. Veritas, our own. Veritas, we will find you. We will know you. We will own you. Veritas will control you. We will keep you hidden well.
Welcome back to the program, guys. What I'd like you to do, if you haven't done it already, is go ahead and head on over to YouTube. Search out the Radio Free Radio channel. If you're listening on Facebook, if you're listening on the radio, go ahead and give that a subscribe. You can also type in Reality Brief on YouTube. You'll find our channel where we've got several videos, several more coming in the works, exclusive to the YouTube channel.
And you should join our group on Facebook, too, if you want to talk about the show after the show.
Reality Brief, Exopolitics, and Conspiracy.
And you should go on over to the radiofradio.com/donate.
And as always, the phone lines are always open to you, unscreened, raw, uncensored.
575-225-3276. You gotta enunciate, guys.
So we got Cheshire, which is at Macclesfield,
Yep, Macclesfield, Great Britain.
England. So
August 25th, 2016.
A British witness at Macclesfield reported watching and videotaping an odd-shaped object floating in the air near his home. That was great, wasn't it? I should get paid for this.
You should.
You should.
All right, so he sees the UFO floating around his home, right? You get case number over at MUFON is 79264 if you're interested.
Okay.
Right? The witness is standing in his kitchen waiting to be picked up by a friend when the object was first noticed on August 25th, 2016. I noticed a black object floating up in the air, the witness stated. Being into UFOs, I quickly grabbed my phone and recorded it. At the time, I considered it could be a balloon. And I also was quite late already, which is why I didn't film for any longer. I would have been so late.
So late!
So late,
I would have
man.
been hours late.
I'd have been like,
Oh,
boss.
I've been late for far less.
All right, so it
Yo,
was
I
only
seen
when
this.
I got home and zoomed in on the video that I realized what a strange shape it was. The witness is now convinced the object was not a balloon. I have watched hundreds of thousands of UFO videos. Really, guy? That's a lot. And I honestly feel this may be one of the clearest, hardest to dismiss cases ever. It also seemed that the object was changing shape and structure rapidly between frames. I do not believe this shape matches anything else we've ever seen or recorded. I have also screenshots that seem to show the object detach part of itself during flight. Please let me know what you think. Macclesfield is a market town and a civil parish in Cheshire, England. Population 52,044. United Kingdom National Director Jack Turnbull investigated this case and closed in as an unknown. Please remember that most UFO sightings can be explained as something natural or man-made. Okay, thanks, MUFON, for that reminder, because there's a lot of people out there that need that reminder, I think.
They really do.
Nah, man.
All right, so the video.
I believe.
Let's go ahead and get to that.
Oh, you haven't played the video for
No,
them yet?
I'm playing it now. I just wanted to read about it. You
I
know,
thought
it's
we
all
were playing
good.
the video
We
there.
read too, though.
Yeah, but you can read and play at the same time.
Thanks for the disclaimer. Once again, MUFON. All right. Here I am.
You see, it's weird because it's hard for me to notice.
Whoa.
How does he notice that's up there?
He saw it and he grabbed his phone. It wasn't like he was recording and it was like, oh, he saw it and it was like, I gotta record this. Dude, I look up in the sky every time I walk out on my back porch because it's the second floor. I look out and I was just staring at it. I'm just waiting because, you know, we're in the hot spot. There's supposedly a lot of Treb sightings around here. And I'm just waiting. I went in so far as to get a camera that records outside of the visible spectrum of light. But anyway, back to the video. Let's play that one more time because it's kind of short. It definitely cylindrical.
What
in
does
shape.
that look like? That looks like a toilet seat in the air, to be honest.
It almost looks like a chalice,
A toilet
maybe
seat in the air.
Yeah.
like a chalice shape, or maybe like a T shaped. I don't know. Like it could be a guy in a squirrel suit, honestly, but I don't think it's.
I
I don't think
there's
there's
I don't
anything
think-
high enough
no.
to jump. I don't think there. I don't think
No.
skydiving's that popular in England.
Just so random. Oh, man. Dude, look at it. It's like, hold on, let me see if I can get a good pause on this. Bam. Yeah, it's very strange. You've
Like a big floating.
I definitely, I'm with the
monolith
MUFON guy.
shaped thing.
I'm with the MUFON guy. The hundreds of thousands of cases, he said he's never seen anything like it.
Yeah, it's pretty weird.
I've have not seen nowhere near that many UFO videos, and I've never seen anything like it either.
What we got
So-
next? Where you guys want to go next?
Let's go with Nashville.
We got Nashville.
Nashville.
Good old Merc and UFOs.
All right, go ahead and read the synopsis, and I'll work on the video for him.
All right, let's see.
Got that
So, Nashville, Tennessee, home of the rock and roll guitar, and also the UFO sighting, apparently.
What?
So, working off memory, what was this one about?
Let's see. The one in Nashville. They described it as a Tennessee witness at Nashville reported watching a bright orange line in the sky that appeared to be two separate lights when videotaping zoomed in, according to testimony in case 78626 from the MUFON witness reporting database. The witness went outside during a work break at 3 a.m. on August 15th, 2016, when the incident began. I walked to my normal spot for smoking and noticed a very bright orange light in the sky, unlike anything I'd ever seen before, the witness stated. The brightness of it is what got my attention. By the way, it was glowing, and the color made it look like a streetlight, but I'd never seen one that way, and this thing looked way too big for that.
All right, I got the video up, if I can get it to play. So, 3:10 a.m., said August 15th.
Yep.
Please be careful with UFO videos. They're dangerous.
What?
Just adding our own little disclaimer over top of that. Language caution. Oh, they're probably cursing in this one. What the? Whoa.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that.
Whoa.
Never been there before.
I would imagine not.
But yeah, I mean that kind of looks like a cigar-shaped craft. Kind of fits the description.
Max. See if I can.
Yeah. You know, just to be, you know, what about the moon and cloud? Well, I guess there's no halo around
What
it. I
the
guess it was really
fuck?
thick. Dude, it's just so damn grainy, man.
Yeah.
I wonder if
Damn, I wish I
MUFON.
had a better quality camera.
I wonder if MUFON does that on purpose.
No clouds. What
Well-
the fuck was that?
I didn't say that.
I can't even see it anymore.
No, it's in the video. That's why they gave you a language
These
caution.
dudes do a better show than we do.
Oh my
I
god,
think
we
I
got
just
them.
saw my first UFO. Whoa.
Oh,
All right, then if it comes
you'll be
back, I'll
damn
record
lucky you see another one.
Oh,
Oh,
was that a gunshot?
ooh.
I mean,
Shit,
it's
son.
Tennessee, so probably.
Coming down and rob somebody's cattle.
Whatever.
So what are we thinking?
They're
He
pro-
said,
they're
he
there-
said, whatever, I'm over it.
they're there to pick up Rand Paul and bring him back to Mars Sirius base.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
that's kind of that guy's viewpoint is my viewpoint exactly. Where it's like, I'm over it. Like,
Dude, I would
what
be
can
bugging out,
we
man.
really do?
Yeah,
doesn't matter what we can do. I'll
nothing.
tell you what I would do. I
Again,
would
run towards it with your thumb in the air, saying, "Pick me up, pick me up,
dude,
pick me
I'd
up."
be filming the thing until it disappeared, and then I would keep filming in that spot for like hours.
Yeah, but
Like,
really,
that's what I would do.
mathematically, it's impossible for there not to be other life out there.
You keep going back to it being another life, man. It doesn't necessarily have to be that.
Hey,
we
it
keep
is.
trying to drill that home to you, man, because these projects do exist. They do have high technology, man.
I don't know, man.
You want to jump
These
back
guys
across
have
the pond real
these
quick,
guys
Doc?
have video evidence, Donald.
No, actually, what I want to do is,
Go to the Gosport one.
no, I got we should have went to this before that last one, but that's okay. What are they hiding? Brexit blamed for latest delay in release of UK UFO X-Files.
What?
Brexit strikes again, man. They're always just getting
Wait,
getting
but
blamed
Brexit
for
isn't-
everything. They're getting
Brexit
blamed for
isn't
everything.
a group of people. Brexit's a
This
fucking global event.
Hey, stop talking.
Absolutely fascinating.
What is happening
I
here?
don't know, but that guy kept talking, and I wasn't cool with that.
All right. So, conspiracy theorists claim the government is stalling and using any excuse to stop the release of the files, as they may contain a smoking gun piece of evidence about alien visitations of Earth.
This latest batch of Ministry
Last
of
year, the
Defense
18
You're
files
talking
were
again.
sent to the
Absolutely
National
fascinating.
Archives
And
for
as with the
release to the
previous
public,
releases,
but then
contained-
mysteriously sent back to the MOD for further censor. The latest release date was set to be this March, but again, they failed to materialize. Now the National Archives have blamed the upcoming general election, called to give Theresa May a mandate for Brexit, for further delays, according to Gretchen Schwaft, Octel.de. They are believed to date from 1971 through 76 and 1996 through 2000 and 2004.
Oh shit!
It is also hoped that there are further files from the 1980 December Rendlesham Forest- Rendlesham
We did a whole show
Yeah.
on Rendlesham before
Forest.
here on Reality Brief.
UFO incident that will shed more light on the bizarre case when U.S. military officers claim to have seen in UFO land.
Good old Rendlesham.
A National Archives spokesman spoke to the
Nice.
German Frontier Science and Paranormal News blog. We had to get it out there. He said, due to the upcoming election here in the UK and the rules relating to government departments during the pre-election period,
I'm sorry.
the files will not be released until after the election. We are working to ensure that the files are ready for release soon after the period as is possible, hopefully around the middle of June. In 2013, the MOD, which is the Ministry of Defense, for our American listeners that may not know, claimed to have released all of its UFO-related formerly classified files after beginning declassification in 2008. But it later emerged in 2014 that it had held back the 18 still to be released. So it's only 18, and they're holding on to it so hard, man.
You guys are not going to ever see these files.
A series of promise dates have come and gone, leading to speculation about what they contain. In a blog about the delay, Andreas Mueller, editor of the Grenzwissenschaft-Akutaktuell.de, wrote, since it became known in autumn of 2014 that contrary to the claim that the British Ministry of Defense had released all of its formerly secret UFO files already back in 2013, still 18 files of the MOD's former UFO Bureau files were held back. UFO researchers, as well as historians, look forward to the release of those files that has been postponed repeatedly since then. As even the latest release date given, March 2017, has
You guys
passed.
are never going to see these files.
Never!
So-
Nick Pope, who was formerly employed by the MOD to investigate the UFO phenomenon until 2009, told Express.co.uk, as a former civil servant, I have understood the reasons for this, but the UFO community will doubtless be suspicious of this latest delay. When I made the official announcement of the declassification and release of these UFO files in May 2008, the thinking was that the release project would take 2 or 3 years. Now, over 9 years later, I can understand people's frustration and clearly see why this delay is generating conspiracy theories. I hope the release of the last files can be fast-tracked after the election.
Psych.
Yeah, don't hold your breath, suckers!
Psych.
Dude.
Wait, on an offside.
Hey,
what's going on with this Brexit referendum thing? This I stopped paying attention to it after we did our show, but is
Yeah.
Theresa May not trying to make it happen?
I haven't been paying attention, man. I've been wrapped up in all kinds of other stuff, dude.
Well, you know,
I
that
don't
also...
have much time for surface bickering.
That
Surface bickering.
Well, that kind of brings up the question about, this other article you guys got posted up here, too, about Pentagon ramps up space
Yeah, I was
warfare
just getting
effort.
ready to get to that. So, Pentagon ramps up space warfare effort. Colorado Springs, Colorado. Pentagon is getting serious about gearing up for potential space combat, breaking with a decades-long policy that stopped short of publicly advocating putting arms in orbit. So, wasn't there a treaty? Did that expire or something?
Yeah, there have been bunches of them, like the SALT II treaty.
Yeah,
and
have they
treaties against
expired?
The weaponization of space.
Have they expired or something?
I haven't heard anything about that. From what I understood, they were supposed to go into 2150 or something like that.
Oh no! Tell me that's not the case. Wall Street Journal blocked us out on this one.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
It was working. It was working when I put it in there. I guess maybe they have a certain amount of time. It's free.
yeah.
Well,
Sorry, if you want to read all about the Pentagon war ramping up just go ahead and give Wall Street Journal like $50 or something.
nah, bro, it's $1 for 2 months.
No, it's not. It's $50. You give $1 for 2 months to Radio Free.
Look, it says it right here in the right-hand corner, man. I'm just reading the fucking screen. I'm sorry.
All right, good thing you can read.
All right. So, what do you think about that,
So
man?
yeah, I mean that opens up that's pretty crazy. I
I'm
mean,
down
'cause
with it.
I always thought there
I'm
was.
down.
I
America
always,
needs to be the first motherfuckers to establish space as a military dominance.
I'm pretty
standpoint.
sure that they did weaponize the space. At least on the surface level, like.
Well, you remember
SSP outside of SSP, like Ronald Reagan and that whole Star Wars program.
Yeah.
I think they definitely weaponized it. And it was, you remember that guy?
You remember the Buran?
The what?
The Russian it was the Russian analog of the space shuttle, and it looked just like the space shuttle except it had yellow on the top of it, and it was called the Buran, and it was basically they copied the space shuttle but tried to make it into a bomber that could bomb shit from orbit.
Really?
Yeah. And you can even if you go to Baikonur Cosmodrome now, there's an abandoned hangar with a prototype of a Buran shuttle sitting in there. That I guess if you were to go to Kazakhstan and get past all the security, you could go see for yourself.
I mean, for one, thought the treaties were probably a good idea. I mean, any rogue nation can just one satellite and just fucking wipe you out.
Well,
man.
ask any Indian chief what a treaty is worth, right?
Yeah, that is true too. I mean, there's nothing stopping anyone from breaking the treaty.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of like Antarctica. I mean, we're pretty sure there's some type of weapons platforms down there, and according to
absolutely.
whistleblower
What if they've
testimonies,
got the Earth strapped ready to blow, and each country just has the different button?
there was a rumor going around that the cabal had planted charges along the fault lines.
Yeah.
In Antarctica.
I'm
no,
just
like
saying,
in everywhere, like in California and stuff.
I'm just saying, when you sit down to the table and it's like, all right, how do we break this up? It's like, okay, well, cool. You give me access to parts of like Africa's fault lines through like my little part of Antarctica, right?
I suppose so.
I would assume, yeah. That's how it works when you're playing Risk, right? You trade territories.
Just saying.
So jumping over to Austria. Austria witnessed videotapes unknown lights in triangle formation. So, this triangle formation is pretty common, too, to be seen in UFO videos. For me, anyway.
We've already seen a
Like I
couple
said,
times.
I haven't watched hundreds of thousands of UFO videos like the people who work at MUFON, but I've watched a lot, and this seems to be pretty common.
This one's kind of interesting. It's case number 82239 from MUFON, and the witness is driving home with two friends on January 4th, 2017, and the incident began. During the drive, we spoke almost nothing, the witness stated. It was about 10:30 p.m. and completely dark. Then we drove a path that was very deserted and also very secluded. Without having thought something, I looked up into the dark sky, and all of a sudden, I saw three very bright light objects that floated very slowly, turned in a kind of circle pattern, and remained standing in the air. The three were very, very impressed by the objects and decided to stop and investigate. We left the car, and I tried with my phone to film these objects. Except for the chirping of insects in the nearby forest and faraway cars, it was deathly silent, so the three light objects made absolutely no noise. Unfortunately, I could shoot the three pulsating light objects on film only for a very short time because I had very little space on my phone, and also my friend Franz, unfortunately, has an older phone without the camera. Also, Gernot's phone is older too. I was filming these three objects about 40 seconds, and about 40 seconds of filming, we watched these three objects on about 3-4 minutes before this object then just disappeared, like turning off a light. Actually, I'm skeptical about these things before, but after this scary event, I'm much more open to alien things or UFOs or extraterrestrials and so on. I hope that perhaps they can find out what it was.
So, whoa, that looks like a single
that
craft,
loaded
man. Dude, I swear, man. If one of those lights flies away, I'm gonna be fucking perplexed. Doesn't it look like a single craft? Like it could be a trap covered in Vanna Black or something.
Let's remember that we're a couple minutes behind on the
Yeah, we
delay
just
over
have a
here.
slight delay.
Oh, my bad.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah, go to the drive.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it looks like a single object, just kind of rotating around.
Just rotating?
Yeah.
Rotating around and around.
One more time for you guys.
And now we get to see it. These warnings, does MUFON put them there so they don't get held personally liable?
I don't know, but I think it's probably a generally good disclaimer. Like I said before,
Yeah.
I mean, because there is natural explanations for a lot of stuff. Like, look at this.
That's a
I
hard
don't
thing
know
to
what the hell.
naturally
This one
explain.
here for me, I don't know.
Because
what
now you're
the
talking
hell.
about floating triangles, and that's a pretty damn good, perfect triangle right there.
Dude, I'm
just
saying,
like
though-
just like the Phoenix Lights, just like the a couple of the other tapes that we've seen tonight.
Oh, we got a
You
caller.
get hey, all right.
Let's see. Who? Caller, you're on the air. Reality brief. Dan, Don, Ron. How you doing? Hello, caller.
Hello, caller. You're live.
Oh, maybe I should turn the volume up. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, let me turn down. I'm trying to hook up my headset here. I talked to you earlier. We chatted a little bit on Messenger. I'm not sure if it was you or...
Oh, is this
somebody
Don?
from- Yes.
Oh, hey, this is Don here.
All right.
How's it
you
going,
doing? How
Don?
you doing tonight?
Oh, pretty good.
What can we do for
A
you?
little busy there.
What can we help you with this evening, sir?
Well, you've seen some of the photographs, videos I posted.
Yeah, I haven't had much time to really dig in, but I glanced through some of it.
Okay. I just wanted to get to talk to you this is a long journey, and
Yeah.
I have a friend with this, and I'm trying to hook things up to where you can interview both of us should you choose to.
Oh, that's cool.
He was part of this. He's part of this journey as well. Yes, I grew up in Turner. It's a long story. But.
Well, Don, just for a second, for our audience, why don't you introduce yourself and let them know who you are?
My name's Don Doyon. I've been posting some of my research online for the last couple of years now. We've kept a little bit secret for the first 3, I should say, other than family and friends. And then when the Bigfoot story aired on a local news station, there was bullying going on with a kid at school because he saw a Bigfoot sighting.
Uh-huh.
I went to the same school, and so that's when I started sharing my experience, and I wasn't going to tolerate any type of bullying. And so that's how one thing led to another. My experiences, I'd rather have you ask me a question because we can go deep. I mean, from psychic abilities to contact.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah, because it goes deep.
well, I mean, I really wasn't prepared to do an interview tonight, but I mean, we could try. I mean, like I said, I haven't had a time really to go through any of your backstory yet.
This is great.
Right. This is.
So you mentioned.
I'll let you run with it. I'm French, and I can go off.
All right.
On different trails here because there's just so much that's happened in 5 years.
So you had mentioned contact, or was it abductions? What exactly was the scenario there with that?
Yeah, contact was established with the Shadow Man footage I posted. I believe you saw it on the group E.T. Hunters or something of that nature, or UFO Hunters.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you got the page loaded up there. But
no, but I'm working on it, so go ahead and continue.
Okay, I have a footage from 2013, June 29th, 2013, Turner, Maine. My camera had died from filming most of the night. My friend had his going at sunrise. You will see footage of a shadow entity, and there were a craft in the air, electromagnetic interference at one point with the film.
Mm-hmm.
What looks to be translucent, there I think is a gray. Also, and I also got ships in that footage. It was some interesting. It was an interesting morning, let's just say, telepathically too. You could feel their presence. The hair on the back of, the hair was just standing up.
Mm-hmm.
I could not see these guys now. I could feel their energy. We did not see this until we got home and reviewed this. Actually, we almost tossed it because the video is shaky.
Right.
For my friend, we didn't have a tripod at that time. That was just off the, right time, right place type scenario. I'll let you. There's so much I have. There's too many experiences to go through.
Well, you mentioned in the YouTube chat that you said there's a good chance of a secret space program operation in Maine. Could you tell us more about that?
If you load up my page on Facebook.
Now, is your personal page? What was the name of the page that you were posting from? One more time, because I'm having trouble finding it again.
Yes, the page is UFO Central Maine. Turner leads in green.
Okay.
Area.
Got it. All right. Great. I'm going to work on getting that video. And did you just post that within the last couple of days?
Well, are we talking the Christmas footage now?
Oh, I got it. Yeah.
From the secret, what I suspect is a secret space program, and I also had a phone interview from MUFON, who turned out to also work for the Navy because I Googled them. And I recorded the phone conversation, and they weren't responding to my emails. I had 2 sightings on Christmas Day and evening,
I'm sorry.
2015.
We're having a bit of a technical difficulty.
It actually, a craft, now to go, like, we'll go with one sighting first. The nighttime sighting was awesome. You hear in the footage. Now, I'm getting a message, right? Because you hear me say it like 45 seconds into the start of it. I tell my friend, that's not Christmas lights. No way.
Right.
And yeah, and it goes on, and the feeling come about me at some point. I think you hear Dustin, I don't like it when you feel that way or something. And then, boom, you hear him say the crab's coming. Now, I'm focusing on my lens, making sure I'm getting a steady shot. It's actually on the door of my car. I'm looking down, I'm on Lower Street, and I hear Dustin say, there's a craft coming in. And then I see it in the lens, and then what I saw after, it looks like a portal opening up.
And this is the Christmas video, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I did manage to pull that up. I'm going to try to play it for our
2015
audience right now. Let me get this.
Now that the near the end of the video is where that occurred. We got 6 minutes, 5 minutes or whatever of me we're being amazed by the lights because we can't see with our eyes. And then my buddy has a powerful camera than I do with an awesome zoom.
Yeah, see, it's
And
at
he couldn't
1080p.
get it-
That's pretty impressive.
He couldn't get it on his camera. You hear me say it in there. And so I know they run filters on some of these new cameras now. I'm just throwing that out there. I've done my research. I've actually learned. I got to thank all the people because everybody's got a piece of the puzzle, really, from the remote viewing to the list goes on. Stephen Greer,
Right.
all of them. Everybody's got a piece of the puzzle. They do.
Mm-hmm.
And
I would agree with that.
yeah, from Ingo Swan, all of it, because this goes deep. It's just deep. Once you make contact, you want answers. Especially when you start experiencing psychic abilities. We can talk about my 12-hour heads up on the Boston bombings. I did not know the target. I was watched that day. We can go anywhere. There's a lot of adventures.
Let's not go that deep. Can I ask you? You said that you think they were opening a portal here. What do you think they were opening a portal for?
Or two.
Or then a dimension, opening a dimension, maybe. Wow. I believe that machine. I believe that crane is multifunctional, high-tech equipment.
So you think that this is stuff that
portable?
In the background?
I've heard of some rumors of some of these portable devices that can do like CERN.
Right.
Now I can't prove that. This is all.
Yeah, I
what
see.
mean?
It looks like a sort of a glowy, spirally thing.
I mean, because that's
At
another
about
common
1 minute
theme
and
we
11
see
seconds
there.
in.
Say that again. You were both. Go ahead and say that again.
This is a very common theme that we're seeing with some of these videos tonight. Is this row of lights that kind of like converge on an area, and the next thing you know, there are a ton of them.
Now, are we speaking about the crane now? Because I suspect a landing drone, that's government of some sort, or, whatever it is. Like, I'm not going to we can guess on the agency. I don't know. I'm going to say Navy, but...
Right.
Or some Black Ops, whatever it may be. I do know it's some sort of agency. Or it could even be both. Who knows? I mean, you could go a ways with this, because that crane, I'm telling you.
Well, what exactly is it? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
When we first discovered that, because it was lighting up the sky, I could see from Turner, Maine. It was weird. I noticed something lighting up the sky where you see that footage from Turner, Maine to West Paris. It would glow in the night for a brief second. Wow, what is that? Oh, what the? So I targeted slow increments. Me and my friend was just journeying, and we found it from various aspects, from Buckfield and so forth. but whatever technology that these guys have got, boy, it lit up the sky, the whole town for about 20 seconds. And then there's a windmill farm. They're using the lights as a signal. They're talking like the Navy does on the ship, you know, Morse code or whatever. And so they're using that system too. It's kind of elaborate. This is what I observed. You guys asked me a question. I'm just rolling with it. There's so much out there.
You're doing great.
How many years have how old were you? You know, or how many years have you been seeing weird things going on in Maine?
Oh, I grew up there, so
Pretty much your whole life.
say that again. I grew up there, so I walked those roads. I worked on farms out there. I actually grew up on the next street over from you, where you see the Shadow Entity and other. I mean, I've caught so much there on Pearl Street in Turner. So I grew up there. Yeah.
Right on.
So that area, you said it was Turner Leeds. Is there any military presence in that area at all, like officially?
Well, there is in Rangeley. No, there is in Rangeley, Maine. No.
No, about how far away is that?
In Rangeley, you should pull it up. I believe if you pull up a map, it should. The main map, I know they have it in there. They have the outline showing the property line for the U.S. Navy in Rangeley. It's like a survival type place. Now, I've listened, like I said, my research not only took me in the field, I had to learn, I self-taught myself with the videos on the internet from you name it.
Right.
We're pulling up Google Maps right now and taking a look.
Yeah, okay, well, I got Rangeley there, so...
Yeah, Upper Richardson Lake.
Now, are you north, south to Rangeley?
Let me
Turner Leeds, is that north or south or east or west to Rangeley?
And we have some friends right over the border in New Hampshire, too.
That would be up northwest.
Okay, that'd be west from you.
Farmington, Rangeley, Livermore Falls, going up.
Yeah, so you're not too far from Canada either.
No, not really. I'm calling you from Lewiston, but Turner's only a 15-minute drive from Lewiston.
So, all right. Well, what else is what else have you seen out there? Anything else that you can tell us about what's going on flying around in the skies of Maine?
Well, the journey started off in 2011. We were going out watching the stars. He had the telescope. I had the car, and I knew the area. One thing led to another. We've witnessed a lot of interesting things occur. My footage pretty much shows it. The contact was a big deal now. The psychic abilities started happening.
How do those manifest? Premonitions?
2013 was an interesting year because even before contact was made, like I said, we were doing this since 2011 with the very first picture I posted that flew right over our head.
So did they tell?
So shortly,
the people, the entities you're in contact with, do you know what they are?
Do I know what they are?
Like, is it
I did not. You know, it's funny you said that, and maybe I want to know. I am relying on the public now. I've listened to Rosemary, something about D-Gen. Simon Park talks about the shadow people, too. Some say they hang out with the Greys. I can only tell you what I've experienced. They've activated something where I've had these psychic abilities, and I'm going to give you some instances of what happened in 2013 alone. There was at least 3 incidents. The first being April 14th into the 15th on 2013? Yeah, March 14th into the April 14th into the 15th, April 2013, 12 at 2 a.m. on Streakin' Mountain. I got a telepathic message just saying something's going to happen that makes history today. That I did not know the target. I kept repeating it to my buddy. We were on our journey. I worked as a security guard. We got back home about 8:30 that morning. Had Fox News running on my TV. Called in sick. I woke up to the Boston bombings going off on my TV. 2:30 that afternoon.
Yeesh.
I call up my friend. Now, when I picked up my cell phone and called my friend to turn the TV on, what did I kept saying this morning? All of a sudden, I had the heat on me. Whoa, I'm observing me. Just because I had a precognition. And I can prove this because in the local newspaper here, a few days following that incident, they wanted people with abilities or asking for anybody that has psychic abilities, precognition, or anything else to please submit a story. Now, I was too sad at that point. I wasn't going to do it.
Right.
The security outfit that I worked for has political ties here in town. We'll leave it at that. When I was working for them at that time. So they know me anyway. I grew up doing security in the 80s and went into printing and then back and forth into security and LOB. But, so that was one incident. The heat was on. I was observed 24 hours probably, nothing big. My phone was flaking out. They wanted to know who I was. I'm sure the NSA, because they didn't catch those guys, for a day or two after the incident.
Yeah, it took a few days. Now, let me ask you
so
about...
that was one... That was one incident. Go ahead. Did you have a question?
Yeah, I just was wondering about the, before we got too far away from it, the telepathic communication. Now, was there any physical symptoms that coincided with it, with any feelings? How did the telepathic information come to you? Was a voice speaking in your head? Was it
just
images?
Like you're in a wake state, and you're going into a wake state mediation. Your eyes are open. You're concentrating. You're becoming one with nature. Because I was on top of a mountain when that occurred at 2 a.m. And I kept repeating it most of the night that morning to my friend, and all I said is something's going on. I didn't know the target, and I think they didn't tell me the target to protect me. I'm speculating now. That's the only thing that makes sense at this point.
So there was no physical symptoms or anything like that, or flashes of images?
Like a Kundalini, the tingling through your body sensation.
Anywhere in particular?
I'm in a, what do you want, my alpha, however they talk about that. I'm like in a beta stage, in my awake state, staying still. And it's like you're in a dream-like state, but you're awake. You know what I mean? You hear it, there's a voice in your head. That's all I can tell you.
There's a voice in the head, and the tingling, was it all over your body or in any area in specific?
Yes. I could feel the presence. I was getting help. For these abilities, because you wait till you hear the other stories of what had happened. So that occurred. Now, I'm working security. The air show's going on in Brunswick. Who was it? This is 2013. It wasn't the Blue Angels. What's the other one?
I think I know what you're talking about. I think they fly around here because we're in Southern Virginia. There's a lot of military presence down here.
Yeah. Well, they used to be here too until they shut down the two bases. That was another key to the puzzle. When they shut down Loring Air Force Base and the Brunswick Naval Base, I said to myself, and the only one really that's going on is Bangor. I said to myself, well, you don't shut down two bases without having a backup plan.
Right. Well, you know, there could
That
very
was,
well be.
that was a huh?
I was going to say
That,
there
that was
could.
a
There
Go
very
ahead.
well could be large underground complexes under them bases that aren't actually shut down too.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah, we've
Actually,
covered
if
the
you-
deep underground military bases a bunch on our show. We've talked
Right,
about those
and
at pretty great length.
You can actually see an entrance at the end of that crane to the right. It's like a little bluish tint to it. You can see an underground entrance when you look to the right of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and
So back
even
to the
H.P.
psychic
Lovecraft.
stuff. So I'm at an air show. I'm working. My son just got back from Florida, so we're going to go to the air show, and we did. I get my son to the bouncy houses, and I'm seeing this freak, observing this freak, videotaping these kids on the other side of the bouncy house.
That's pretty creepy.
And then I caught him working with a partner on the inside because the place is crowded. And I catch him working. No kid comes out of the bouncy house to greet him, after the amusement thing was done. And I'm going, what the fuck's going on? I said, there was 3 bouncy houses. I said, if this character is still doing this crap after the third, putting my son on the third bouncy house, here we go. So sure enough, about 45 minutes or 20 minutes, whatever it was, the guy's still filming the kids in a bouncy house. Now we're on a Navy base now, Brunswick Navy base, at an air show. So being a security guard, I told one, go get an MP. You cannot approach this guy because he's going to boogie. And he was a young kid. I had to stay there because my son was on one of these rides. So I couldn't go get the MPs. But I'm filming him. I got my recorder going now. I'm filming the dude. All of a sudden, the guy approaches him, and I told him not to. I said, go get the MPs. And they made a beeline. Now my son's still on the ride. He comes back to me. Well, I told somebody the MPs are coming. I knew that by the time they got there. Anyway, long story short, we got scooped up by the MPs on one of the golf carts or whatnot, asking me to...
They came after you.
Oh, and my son. They scooped us up, and we started going right, down the runway to where the cars are parked. They wanted to see if I could identify the guy. I said, he's long gone. But here you go. And so they had me give them a copy of the memory card. I'm sure they ran facial recognition, all that good stuff. But I told them, get these bouncy houses in a safe, secure area, huh?
Yeah,
and they did. The next morning, I had to go there to give them a copy of the memory card with all the footage. They moved the bouncy houses. So that was one. And my instincts kicked in. I knew something. You know what I mean? We got crowds of people here. So that was another incident. Another incident that occurred. Now, this one is really,
Don, let me stop you right there for 1 second. We've got about 3 minutes left of the show tonight. So what I want you to do is focus in on your main point for tonight, and then we're definitely going to have you on as a guest for the full 2 hours, and you could tell
all right,
as many stories
finish
as you
the
possibly
psychic
can.
ability. This will be short and sweet. You tell me when. You want me to tell you now?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah. I'm working traffic control in Maine, Jefferson, Maine. There was a murder there. I guess they found a body dug up or come up. I forget how it all went down. But it wasn't on the news yet, and we had a paving job there. So we're paving the road, and I'm going. It was a long drive to get to Jefferson, Maine from Lewiston, but long story short, we get there. I stepped out of the car to take a piss because of all the coffee drinking on the way up to the job site.
You've all been there,
Me and my boss. The minute I stepped out of the car and we found this woods, right away, something's happened here. I feel like something bad happened. Didn't know the story. Felt the energy right away when I stepped out of the car. So as the day's going on, I'm seeing all these weird. I said I got on a two-way radio. I'm like on a mountain type. I get on a two-way radio to tell my boss, boy, these are cops. These are undercover cops. And the guy in the Jeep, I guess they were monitoring the airways because I saw it on the church. They had all these antennas on the church. I'm seeing the Holocaust. Something's going on here. I believe they wanted me to... Somebody knows that I have these abilities at that point, because what were the chances of me going on that job site and it didn't hit the news until a day later that a murder had taken place there.
Wow.
Well, I was picking up the energy. Yeah, and I got pictures on my Facebook of that church tower too, by the way, with all the antennas. So I can verify a lot of this with documentation I've taken over the years.
Well, I look forward to that. We'll get you on as
Well,
soon as
I'll
we
leave
can.
you with that. The psychic abilities are on the psychic or precognition or whatever label you want to give it. I'll let you guys have a good night. We can do this another time.
Yeah, thanks for coming on.
Yeah,
I'm
thanks
hoping
for
we can
coming.
give you a
I
whole...
wanted to get the feel. I'm sorry, I'm French, so I could go off on a...
Well, no, it's
on
cool.
all these
I'm hoping one of
adventures.
these times here soon we can give you a whole hour to go on about it.
Well, I'll give you. We'll give
But
you.
I'd rather if you ask me the question, because
Absolutely.
I can verify a lot of what I've had experience with us all
Right.
through what other people have. You know, like Stephen Greer and Robert Dean. I mean, the list goes on and on and on.
Yeah, we'll definitely be in touch.
Yeah.
It's been nice to chat with you. You all have a good evening.
You too.
Sorry for my French.
No
Oh,
worries.
you're
English
fun,
a
Don.
little bit.
Thanks.
No worries there.
All right.
Have a good
You
night,
have a
Don.
good night, guys.
You too.
All right. Bye-bye.
Well, that was a pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
That
So
was.
for you guys,
was awesome.
real quick, we don't have much time here. This guy Don, he's been doing this for a while, and I've been in contact with him already. It was really a surprise he called tonight, but he is coming on the show as a guest. We're going to do the full 2 hours. We're going to present his evidence and just kind of like what we did tonight with the UFO videos. It's going to be great. We will let you know when that happens. You will know about it. It should be soon.
Coming
But
soon on
that-
Reality Brief.
That is all that we do have for tonight, guys, and we will appreciate you listening, and we will see you next week on Reality Brief.